Hey, what's up guys, it's Stratos, and today we are going to the 2006 replica of the Spring Creek MX National, also called Milville. Now, 2006 was a good year. Ricky Carmichael uh, took the win in this race. It was an extremely muddy race, round 9 of the championship, and James Stewart took the lead pretty early, fell on lap 3. Carmichael passed Reed and went on to lap the entire field pretty much. Second moto, Stewart I think ran in second, crashed, took him a while to get his bike started back up, and then I think he salvaged like 11th place and got 4th overall. But Carmichael absolutely destroyed everybody at this track. And it's not going to be muddy by any means, but we're going to do basically a replica of this track, what it would have been like if it was dry whenever they raced there. But start out in the pits, run over that Monster Energy girl. Whoops. Nice little bridge. So here's the starting gate. I think he reused the graphics from the actual race, which is pretty cool. At least for the yellow Spring Creek banner. But yeah, this is a pretty cool track. Forget exactly where it's located, to be honest with you. I've already kind of closed out of my little wiki page I was reading off of. But yeah, we're going to turn some laps on here real quick so you guys see how this mod is. Actually, real quick before I forget, the mod is made by Erraks212. Hopefully I said that right. Eraks212. And it's available on MX Bikes Mods for free. It's actually one of the featured tracks for this month, so you should be able to see it on the homepage. And yeah, go give it a shot. Pretty cool track. I'm really a big fan of the old school replica tracks from the early 2000s. That was kind of the era that I was racing bikes in real life and following it a lot more than I do now. And of course, the battles between Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart, just absolutely legendary. And me growing up watching that stuff, I mean, it was just incredible. Nothing even comes close to that feeling now, or at least for me. I'm not saying that it's not enjoyable to watch now, but it's watching those two guys, Chad Reed, Kevin Windham, all those guys battling each other for multiple seasons. I mean, it's just something else. But yeah, it's a pretty nice little track. It's got a few like sections like this. You got multiple lines you could run. I'm not very good at cornering, so definitely running them pretty slow. It's got a nice mixture of like some difficult jumps that you can hit pretty fast, but also some like smaller ones like that you have to really slow down for. Whoops, there goes front end. I do have the deformation set on 0.36. It's probably the hardest jump on the track right there, to be honest with you. That and then the triple on the backside. Try not to send the finish line too much. Yeah, that's technically lap 1. Go do maybe 2 or 3 more laps. Oh no. That section right there messes me up more than anything else because of the second bump there on the inside. Like if you miss it, it just kind of sends you over. Wow. Thanks, Bubba. That's kind of weird. But anyways, it kind of like sends you weird over that like middle inside rut. So you have to be really careful, especially with these factory bikes, how it bounces. The factory bikes are a lot, I guess, more bouncy than the OEM or the current OEM. But I don't know. I still just, oh no, this jump right here is kind of hard. As I overjump it by like 30 feet. Jesus. Okay. Maybe it's not as hard as I thought it was. But yeah, factory bikes, a little bouncy compared to the OEMs, so it's a little difficult on this track. There's a lot of like little braking bumps and stuff like that that you gotta watch out for. Try not to overjump that too bad. Now this right here, I did do one online race on this track, and the amount of people that were just hitting that right there wide open and flying off that turn was absolutely hilarious. So yeah, remember to slow down on that second one. Try to hit the inside. I guess we'd smack the handlebars or something. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Didn't feel like we did. Go outside this time. Ah! Kind of jumped over the rut weird. Oh well. I always thought this finish line right here was kind of interesting. How small it is, and I guess it does kind of allow for better racing, because I mean if you're having a close battle, you can just kind of send it into that last corner. So I mean you have kind of a chance. So I mean I see why they did it, but I don't know. I guess I'm used to the tracks nowadays where most of them are just straight lines, part of like some sort of section or whatever. But tracks are different back then. I feel like tracks nowadays, there's a lot more like rollers. A lot of the jumps that used to be like ridiculous back in the day are now like easily cleared by like 250s. Like LaRocco's Leap always comes to mind. Like James Stewart hitting that on a 125. Obviously Mike LaRocco hitting it on a 125 even earlier. I mean, that stuff was, stuff of legends. I mean, that was absolutely insane back then. Not saying that wouldn't be insane now, because I mean, I think two strokes have pretty much stayed the same since then. Especially the 125s. I think they get like newer frames and newer engines, but power-wise, has stayed about the same. But obviously, your four strokes have got way faster than in the early 2000s. So I mean, the fact that those guys were able to do it back then was just insane. And I forget what video I was watching, but they were talking about how James Stewart would go through 4 bikes in one race weekend. I guess because he was so fast that the bike literally couldn't handle the way that he was riding it. Especially the engines. Crashed in that corner again. Especially the engines, like the way that he rode that thing, which I don't remember him like revving it. Maybe not quite as hard as somebody like Deegan does now, especially, I mean, he still does it on his 250. Like, he kind of rides like I do in MX bikes. I rev the crap out of it in the air. I think maybe, I don't know if anybody else would have rode a bike that hard to need like a new frame pretty much every race. Yeah, just kind of some cool facts. I guess you call them facts. They might be a little twisted. But to me, that was the glory years of motocross, supercross. I'll never forget going to my very first supercross. I want to say it was like 2005 or 2006, Atlanta at the Georgia Dome. And I forget how old James Stewart was at the time, but came out there on his 259, 125 cc dirt bike. Wow, we overjumped that. And just absolutely waxed everybody. I mean, it was... We didn't really know who he was at the time. He was still, I think that might have been his rookie year that I went and saw him. I mean, people that, you know, follow the amateurs and stuff probably knew who he was, but newer fans like me, I had no clue who he was. And just seeing him go out there and smoke everybody on a two-stroke was just, I don't know, can't beat it. And obviously, the rest was history. I mean, some of his records are still not beat, so. But yeah, I guess this will be the last lap. Don't want to keep you guys here any longer than I have to. I think we've done 4 laps. Kind of lost track. But yeah, it's a pretty good mod. You guys should definitely go check it out. Link will be in the description, as always. That right there's the hardest jump by far. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.